Kind of fitting, huh? So you think you're gonna take her away with your money and your cocaine? Oh, are you on here, Allie? Am I not seeing you? Hold on. Oh, I see you. Hold on. All right, I'll bring you in a minute. Hi, everybody. Welcome to 420 Live with Jeff Kravitz. We are live here with you from Santa Monica. This is day 11. If you're keeping track at home, it's 4/11. As you know, we're no longer ruining our lungs here live for you. I'm saving that for later for private time. So I will be trying to be as healthy as possible, as I hope everybody else is, and keeping your social distance and, you know, getting ready to for the revolution, the apocalypse, for whatever's coming. I think I'm ready. I talked to my financial advisor today, and he said, just pretend that money, there is no money. And I was like, that's really good, because then you're not thinking about what's going to happen. You're not worried about it. You know, if you don't have anything, you don't worry about it. So, but ultimately, I want everybody out there to make sure they're taking care of themselves and staying away from others. I talked to my good friend Kevin Mazur today that told me this horrible story that had him going to the drive-through where they stuck the thing so far up his nose that he said he was still feels it a day later. So I want to stay away from that. I don't want to be tested. So I am avoiding people, even though I did go to Ralph's yesterday and do the shopping routine, because you have to get stuff. I needed more M&Ms and more of those Whopper Robin eggs. Because it's amazing. Joy is like, you brought so much candy. And I'm like, we are going through candy like it's nonstop. And I'm trying not to put on the weight. So I've been on the Bulletproof every day, keeping it healthy, keeping my sanity, and trying just eating during a small part of the day, which really helps. It's just that I'm eating a lot more in a smaller part. Today, I drove by the donut shop. And it's really important, I think, to drive by the places that are still open that you love, that you know you should visit every day. Because as much as I love donuts, they are addictive. So I want to tell you about my guest today. I am honored to have one of the a woman that is constantly popping up on my feed as the top 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. I think she could be in the top 100 of every list that has anything to do with anybody in the entertainment industry. Allison Kaye. And she is the brains behind Scooter Braun and Ithaca, and this incredible. You must be talking people out of trees all day long.
I mean, not right now. They can't even get into them.
They can't
go up in a tree. God, what I would do.
Is it amazing that I really feel right now that I'm so free in a way? Because I have no pressure. I have nothing going on. I can't do shit about it. It doesn't matter who I know or who I could call. And I think that that's a big leveling thing with everybody.
No, you don't have to homeschool your kids.
Well, yeah, that's true. But
this is the worst thing that's ever happened.
How old are your kids?
5, 3, and 2.
So you're just starting. Is Bear's first grade?
I held him. So he's in like a 5-year-old class in at the preschool. But like he has like needs. He has like speech and OT. And so it's like I'm all of a sudden a speech pathologist, and my mother's ready to kill me because I'm calling her every 5 minutes and I'm like, I don't know how to get Elle to make a K sound. And she's like, I have a job I still have to do. And I'm like, but how does Elle make a K sound? This sucks.
Yeah, I know you're the second person I talked to today. It was like, Kravitz, you have older kids. Of course it's easy street for you.
Dream.
Yeah, it's nice because Julianne said to me yesterday, and I actually dreamed that my mom said this too, that she feels like she's been called out of retirement.
Yeah.
Because she's been sitting around and, you know, the kids kind of take care of themselves. Now every day there's meals. Every day there's lunch. Every day there's stuff to do and arts and crafts and figuring out some kind of entertainment.
Yeah.
So we have a captive audience. So, yeah, it's been really interesting. But I mean, I'm talking about as far as professionally, I mean, you got a lot of pressure at home, but this is pressure that you didn't have before. because you're busy doing other things and
I
constantly.
feel like I'm busy running in circles work-wise, because it's like we're like trying to predict the future. It's like you don't want to move everyone to dates and then have to move them again, and you don't want to have to, and like the sports leagues are reluctant to give up dates because they don't know how far they're going to have to push and what they're going to have to pick up. And so it's like I feel like every day we're figuring out a strategy of like how to move these tours and like how to move these releases, but to wait, like no one really knows.
I think you just have to stop everything and just wait. I mean, till see what happens, but I know the dates are all falling up. But you look at September and October. I mean, it's unbelievable. You're gonna have Jazz Fest and Coachella on the same 2 weekends.
It's crazy.
It's nuts. It's nuts, and everything's going there. And who knows if that's going to be any good?
No, for sure. Even if the summer, like let's say this thing performs like a flu. Right. And so it goes away for the summer and then it comes back in the fall.
Right.
What we only do that, like people only leave the house and,
Well, but it was what some of my friends were talking about yesterday is, are you going to be able to go on, as a fan, how much you're going to be able to afford to do because you're not working. So how can you buy a plane ticket? How can you go places?
No, it's the same thing. Just even with like local shows, we have to worry about that. It's like even once everyone can congregate again, people have to have money.
Yeah.
Or it can't happen.
And it's not going to happen with $1,200 from the government to send people out on tour.
No. And I don't really feel like that's how they want it used. I feel like there are other things that they'd like handled with that.
So do you have to re-strategize everything now?
Everything.
Yeah. When are you going to finally cough up and say throw up the white flag?
Once we know what there is to do, but like I don't like, me, I don't like to say no without an alternative.
Well, I mean, but I think ultimately just saying no is like and tune in, because I think it's not like you're the only one who has to make that decision. It's decisions that everybody's making.
No, and I think it'll come. I just like to know. I want to know I don't have to make a decision, but I want to know my options.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, I think that not knowing exponentially how this is growing and seeing how it's affecting different parts like Louisiana and these little hotspots now, Wisconsin and Colorado, and it's just, who knows? We don't know.
And like New York, it looks like the scariest place I've ever seen.
Yeah, well, I kind of knew that. I think everybody, like, do you have any friends that live in New York that have alternatives that haven't left for somewhere else?
I know of one friend who has a place they could have gone to that they didn't, but everyone else is out.
Yeah, everybody I know in New York that had some kind of alternative is out. And a lot of people in the smaller towns, those little country towns, are all getting pissed off. They're all like, go home, Yankee. We're not used to having you all at the same time.
Like, it's like, I had a friend that was going back and they were like, oh, and then we can go out I'm like, no, you still have to self-quarantine. You were in like the dirtiest place on earth. Don't bring it other places. Stay home. You're in now.
Where was your last trip and when was it?
I went to Mexico City like the week before it started to get weird. Not the week before the self-quarantine, like the Friday, they announced schools.
Yeah, so it's been like 11 days.
So the Thursday, right? The Thursday before, like a week before my kids left school, I got back from Mexico City.
Yeah, that's Friday the 13th is kind of when everything went to hell, right around.
Yeah, so then the 8th, 7th, I got back from Mexico City.
Yeah. Oh, so you've been home for a while. So.
Yeah, but I was supposed to be everywhere. I mean, we had J Balvin release. I was supposed to be all over the place.
Well, that still happened, right? That came out. Yeah. And I guess everybody's just sitting home waiting for new music. So it's not.
I mean, it did well with projections. It's just kind of one of those things that he had like this beautiful release plan that had so many like live activations that are all that were gone.
Yeah.
But it was the same sort of like calculation you have to make. Like, when are you moving to? So if you have the option, he felt like it's this very upbeat album, like give it to the world.
Right. I think that Gaga kind of blew it by pulling her release. I think she should have come out with music. I think people need music now more than ever. I mean, they're sitting home with disseminating music. I mean,
but I feel like people are like, or at least, I mean, I can only speak to like what I see like myself and like my friends doing, but I feel like it's not discovery right now. Like, I feel like if I'm putting stuff on, it's like I'm throwing on a vibe.
I don't know. Tiger King came the fuck out of nowhere.
Like, that's why YouTube is up and stuff. But like I'm saying, like on Spotify, people are like putting on a playlist and playing it in the house. Like, you're not in your car trying to like a captive audience.
Right. You're not
music now. So I feel like it has to be, everything has to have visuals right now to win because that's how people are discovering stuff.
Yeah. It's
I also haven't watched the TV because I've been doing puzzles, and that's it.
Kiki wants to do a puzzle exchange, by the way. She's like, Allison,
I'm down. I have so many.
She's like, Allison, it's great. Did you see, what was the movie I saw the other day where the guy was doing, The Outsider? Did you see The Outsider?
No, I'm telling you, I've listened to DJ D Nice's set on Instagram Live and done puzzles.
And well, The Outsider is really good, but there was a guy who did puzzles without looking at the box.
I'm kind of in the middle of one of those right now.
That's pretty interesting. You got to be really, really good.
It's not like purposefully. It's just like I keep doing it on conference calls and putting my computer on top of the box.
Oh, so you don't
I don't have it, and so I'm just doing it without the box.
It'd be a hell of a challenge. Did you watch Tiger King?
No, because AJ and I are watching The Circle.
Oh, I haven't seen that. Is it good?
It is trash, but it is so
good.
It is like it's a Netflix reality situation where they lock 8 people in isolation. So it feels like of the times. Because like I was watching the last episode of Curb. Did you watch it?
No, I watched a little bit of, but I haven't got through the series yet, so I didn't want to watch the last one. I watched the beginning though, when they were doing the duplicate businesses.
Yes. So Larry in Latte Larry's has like hand sanitizer on every table and stuff. And I'm literally watching. It was so disorienting because I like couldn't believe that Larry David of all people was like touching other people. Like I couldn't my awareness has changed so completely that I couldn't make sense of it. And then he has all this hand sanitizer and it like and everyone's acting like he's insane. And I'm like, duh, well, he needs it. He's very smart to do that. He would not have been able to get it otherwise. Like that's all I was thinking. It's like so this show's good because everyone's in isolation, but they put these 8 people in isolation and let them like functionally catfish each other and talk shit about each other on the internet, and it's incredible.
Oh, that's great. All right,
I'm gonna watch it. AJ and I have been hooked on that. I feel like Tiger King will be for the weekend.
Yeah, but Tiger King's really great. I mean, it's just talk about trashy. That is some trashy TV.
I mean, I need it.
Yeah, we all do. I mean, it's great to have the distraction. I find it the most interesting thing for me is you have professional expectations, but I don't even know what I'm doing next. I mean, because everything's been moved. Bonnaroo's been moved. I mean, the next thing that's on my calendar is Outside Lands. And who knows if that's going to come out in August,
I know for sure. Everything that like we have confirmed on that, it's kind of like, we'll see. We hope. Fingers crossed.
It's fingers crossed. Let's see if we can pull it off. How prepared are you? Like how much food you got there at the house? What do you
husband? I have we have so much food and he like won't even let me cook. He's like, we're not eating from the rations.
So you're ordering in?
He orders in. He lets me like cook for the kids.
Right.
But there's so much food at the house. But he also is like a typical East Coaster that has a massive earthquake supply. So it wasn't like a big stock up for this. It was just like normal.
And dog food and everything. You're set because your dog is the size of a human being.
Oh, we have plenty of dog food for the dog. For all the different kinds of dog food for all the different dogs. The insanity in this house.
What was the last show you saw? Last concert?
The last concert I saw. I don't know. I feel like I've only been at like award shows and performances.
All the shit shows.
Yeah, like I haven't been to like a show. What was the last show I saw? I don't even know. What was the last show you saw?
The Tame Impala at the Forum.
Ooh, good one.
It was so good. And I was just like, I'm so glad I went because Julianne was like, no, we can't go. And I'm like, if you don't go now, we might, who knows the next concert.
Yeah.
And now I'm like such forethought. But at the time, you felt like you were taking your life, even though Los Angeles is not as bad as New York yet. But I guess we don't have the numbers because they're not testing anymore here or something like that. So.
But I don't know. I'm trying to think. I really don't know what the last concert I went to was.
John Mayer.
Feel like there's something.
We had Dead & Company at the Forum.
I saw something since then. Maybe that was the last concert I saw. Yeah, because I've been literally on promo since then, and I haven't even seen anything on the road because my trips have been so fast. It's not like I've had like a night.
Right, to go see anything. Yeah, I've never seen, like, you travel, Kevin Mazur. I mean, you two are my friends that are always out on the road.
Is he in the city or is he somewhere else?
He's out on the island.
Good.
We're going to talk to him in a little bit. He's been sick, so hopefully he's kicking back. But people in New York are definitely. He went to that show too, where Jackson Browne was. That was the last concert that was done at the Beacon. They did that with Dave Matthews and stuff. It was a charity thing. I forget what it was called. So, I mean, but New York, the proximity is so crazy. At least here in LA, you have a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah, I feel like it's a subway.
Yeah. New York is one giant subway.
New York is the grossest. Ugh, I get and I love it and I miss it, but not that much.
Yeah. Well, it's just hard, I think, when anything like this happens. It's not where you want to be in a disaster. I'm sorry for all my friends on the East Coast.
No, for sure. Or just being cold. What do you do with kids right now if you're in Manhattan in an apartment?
Oh, you're definitely going to start crazy.
Nuts. I can't, in a big house with these kids, I'm literally I'm going to go on a 6-mile walk. I'll see you guys never.
Yeah, well, you see, the good thing about with you is you don't really get into the deep philosophical arguments. Like my house, it starts getting deep and stupid stuff about making your own mayonnaise and plastic wrap. And
well, all right, but here's the other difference. When I get on the Peloton and I have someone trying to hold on to my leg as I'm spinning.
Oh, that's not good. No, but you got TV for that. That's what I always use. But I guess kids always want the attention. They're always.
Oh my god! Literally, what's so sad is that Barrett's one that needs to sit down and focus, and the girls every day are like, "Can we do homework?" And I'm chasing him around the house and strapping him to a chair, and they're begging me, and I'm like, "Oh, I would love to pay attention to you and just do homework with you, sweet angels." But instead, I had to deal with him while he bites my hand as I'm hold the pencil this way.
You have different levels. You certainly do. Well, I pulled up a couple pictures of some of the your favorites over the years. I pulled this one up just because here's two people that probably caused you more headaches.
So many things.
So many feels right there.
So many things.
I mean, Kanye. Was that 10 minutes or 15? And then you didn't represent him for another 20, and then he was back with you for 15 more minutes?
He was with us for 3 years in total. We had Scooter hung in there. Scooter and Kanye speak such a similar language. It's so interesting to watch. I can't do it. I literally am turned all the way around most of the time. But Scooter, and Kanye, it's interesting. It's an interesting dynamic to watch. It takes up so much of Scooter's time because he gets sucked all the way in.
Yes.
But they're so it was a good experience.
I loved hearing that he wanted to build a dome over Coachella. I thought that was one of the.
Oh my God, the domes. One day.
He's not far off because James Dolan's spending a lot of money in Las Vegas building this dome. You heard about this, right?
One day he'll have his domes. It just not we're in the middle of the fields in between sets. That's unrealistic.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the best, and probably my fave. Your boy, the kid.
Boy.
He looks really small here. I don't. For some reason, he just looks very tiny.
He was those were dark days, but they're so much better now. He's so sweet. He's the highlight of my day every day.
I gotta say, I wrote that
quarantine.
I'm loving what he's doing with the fans and reaching out and talking on the live stream to all the different kids. I mean, he's really touching a lot of people. It's amazing to watch the people's reactions in France and all the different places.
Sure. I feel this is how he started on YouTube. He started by in the chats with the kids, and he hasn't had a minute to sit, figure he was off for 3 years, but now everyone's seen that documentary. He was sitting in a deep dark place and working through his own stuff. So now he's in this really happy place. He thought he was going to be going on tour and connecting with his fans, and it is almost taking him back to his roots. And
right.
That's good. It's they're reestablishing this connection. And I feel he even today with the gazillion TikToks he posted, it's I was I noticed, I'm the ones you picked, it's where they have the biggest smile on their faces. It's he's having fun watching them have fun. It's really interesting to watch.
Right. And it's great to see the humanistic, he was just chowing down, eating while he's talking. I mean, he's just so real.
Him doing a full concert of My World the other day, I was what is happening right now?
Here, you might not even recognize that picture.
I know that girl.
But she probably,
and that's the thing. These kids are adapting to to the. It's for you. Put it down. These kids are adapting to the quarantine like so well because they're like from this digital age, so they're like they're both of them are having so much fun.
They know how to communicate.
I just talked to her. She's like driving around with like the biggest smile on her face. She's not going anywhere. She's like waving at people.
That is classic.
Like stopping by friends' houses and waving.
Speaking of waving, she did a great job this year at the Super Bowl.
Another one that's just like ready to go, and we're like, we want to go too.
Yeah. Her talent is amazing. She blew me away at the Grammys this year. Their performance was just unbelievable, you know.
I've been surprised by how much soul she has. I like didn't until we worked with her. I really didn't think of her in that way. And she's like pulling these records out that I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
There's like a depth here that I didn't appreciate.
She goes very deep. Yeah, she's definitely digging very deep.
And she also writes, which I didn't know.
Yeah, well, it's all these kids started so long ago. All of them, Demi, Ariana, Justin. I mean, they started at such a young point in their lives being famous. So much pressure thrown on them. So kudos to you to be able to harness that energy and being able to take it to the next level, because everybody's anticipating everything they do, which is amazing.
At this point, I'm literally like, let's do something, guys.
Well, everybody can take a collective breath now. I bet you Justin's probably going to have 14 new songs by the time this is over.
I mean, for sure. I feel like I feel like they had a week where they like didn't know what to do with themselves, and then this week everyone, which I felt like across the board, everyone was like kind of lazy this week. It was kind of like we'd accepted our fates. And I feel like next week everyone's going to be like itchy to do something.
Right, but there's only so much in your closet. Only so much in your closet needs to be cleaned out after you've gone in and straightened everything up.
I've cleaned nothing. Have you had that input?
You've done nothing. Well,
I've done puzzles. I've done puzzles. That's it. I've done puzzles and rolled conference calls, and that's all I've done.
Well, this has been my release, is being able to talk to my friends and introduce them to my other friends. And, you've been influential in my life. It's been great to be on all these years with you. And, Kiki had a blast working with you. And it's just it's been a fun circle. I blame Dan Canner for everything, of course.
Dan Canner.
I blame him infusely, constantly. So
Dan Canner, who got me to join House Party. I can't believe I've been fighting that for years.
It's really fun, actually.
I like that I can play a game. I was sold on the games.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't got onto the games yet.
Oh, you can play games. You can play like trivia and Pictionary. That's what's.
Oh, that's gonna be great.
Yeah.
I just started to get into it.
It's all about the games.
Yes, Kiki's just letting me know that because she just wanted to make sure that I knew that you were Scooter's partner. I missed that.
I'm deeply ingrained in these titles, so thank you, Oliver. It's funny, I did like a couple client pitches in the last couple of days, and they're like, "What do you do?" And I'm like, "It's easier to just describe it." I'm like, "Don't worry about the titles in this company because they're the most like literally some departments have like no VPs and have only like a director." And then like others have like a president and a vice president and 3 executive VP. I'm like, I don't get what goes on here.
It doesn't matter what the label is. Basically, you do a lot of the heavy lifting. So enjoy your time with your kids driving you crazy. I say we're going to look back on this time and think that it was an incredibly special time in a lot of ways. Yes, it's stressful, but our Earth obviously needed a break.
Agreed.
And then we needed the break.
There's no smog.
Yes.
Like in my house, I can see downtown LA and the Hollywood sign like clearly.
You can see the Hollywood sign.
Clearly, like no smog.
That's crazy.
It's nuts.
Yeah, Kiki went driving to downtown yesterday. I think they got there in 15, 20 minutes. No, totally. It's nuts. You can get all over town. It's just nowhere to go.
I know, exactly. Having said that, like I feel like a drive is due. My kids have not left the property lines other than like our family walks.
Yeah.
2 weeks. Like they were begging me to go to the supermarket yesterday. And I'm like, I don't believe you're allowed to ride in the car. I'm sorry. No choice.
Oh, you can't take them in? Yeah, I think it's better to stay home anyway.
I feel like the people that suspiciously walk by me when like I don't have a mask on because I'm not sick, that they like if I had a child with me, they would like taser me or something. Like it's too much. No way.
It's a lot. I mean, it's better to. I want to go everywhere, but I love going out for walks and stuff. I think that's the best thing. How simple everything. I'm like, this is like it was back in Little House of the Prairie. You couldn't leave the house. You
I
know?
literally, I walked to a friend's driveway to do a workout with a trainer 6 feet apart this morning. And I walked home.
It's
I
unbelievable.
walk around and get on my and I like made AJ let me get a Pilates reformer and the Peloton, and I'm gonna be a professional athlete when this is done, just because like that's
Yeah. My house. They're streaming yoga 24/7 at my house. Kiki's been bouncing around the living room, and I'm like, wow, I'm gonna have to get out there and start bouncing with her, because it's just like I feel like a slug watching someone else.
AJ fell off the reformer 2 days ago, so just be careful.
You fell off of it?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
it was great. It's great. Right? He's fine.
Did you get it on camera?
I know I messed it because he wouldn't let me take a picture. I like had my phone. He's like, if you document this, but it was amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like to be seen.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me, and good luck with all the big decisions you got coming up.
Thanks. I'm gonna go drink in a driveway somewhere now.
We've turned into street alcoholics and all.
No, literally happy hour 5 to 7. Any street Manhattan Beach you go down, there will be people drinking in their driveways.
That's great. Well, it's a very social town. Very social town. Stay healthy and give my love to the family, and I'm sure I'll talk to you soon.
All right, love you guys.
Thanks, Alex.
Bye.
Bye. All right, Allison Kaye, Scooter Braun's partner. She is one of a kind. It's amazing, the powerful women. And if you look her up on, if you Google her, she comes up in every top list. It's unbelievable. She's been a real gift to the entertainment industry. Now, I know a lot of you have tuned in. I have another guest waiting, my good friend Kevin Mazer. I'm going to bring him in here in a second. But let's just go through a couple of these little things. Yes, Reagan Donnelly. New York City is very infested right now. So Larry Siegel's like, hey, back off. Yes. Lenny is chilling and flicking chicken. Yes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't introduce Allison into later on, but Allison Kaye, Scooter Braun's partner, Scooter Braun, and Ithaca Holdings. So in the future, Wayne Green, I will make sure. Maybe I'll get a little Chiron there. Hello, Matthew Wilson there in the ATLA. Thank you, Ryan. As I said, I'm not puffing anymore live. Hi, Barb, because I have to save my lungs. I'm 7:20 on the East Coast. Everybody's dialed in. I was talking to Allison Kaye, and she was the partner for Scooter Braun, Josh. So sorry, I'll keep watching the comments. I got very, very wrapped up in the conversation. So I am in it. Yes, Kiki, I did not mean to be rude. Thank you for your feedback. It was very good. The producers of my show, Kiki, and there's a shout out monologue. This is Wayne's trying to tell me how my flow should go. Shout out to sick friends and celebrities, and then the guest, and then the guest. Okay, I'm going to get this down, but I don't like to keep people waiting. And today I had a phone call from my friend here, Mr. Kevin Mazer, to tell me that he had gone through the process. So I was like, I need to talk to him, but let me show him. Let me pull him up and let me unmute him. Unmute. Huh? Hold on. I'm going to bring you in here. Hold on, Kev. I don't know why that's not working. Hold on. Technical difficulties. Kevin, call back in, will you? Just disconnect and follow the link. Can you hear me? Mazer? Yeah, call back in and just follow the link back in. Kevin's going to call back in. I didn't show Allison this picture. Oh, my whole thing's not working down here. Let's see. Show and stream. Did I lock it? In stream. No. Huh. Yeah, I think so. Hold on. Let me, I can hear you, but let me see. For some reason, my mouse is working. Look it up. Josh says, look it up. Add guests. No, my mouse is not registering on this. Oh, it's registering there. No, nope. Just stay right there. Heh. In stream. How come this is not? This is not working. I am. You know what? I'm going to I'm going to reshoot. I kind of want to go off the air and then come back on, but I think that this is not. Is this working? Be nice to my mouse. I see that's working. I'm trying. Scooter Libby. No, not Scooter Libby. That was a different Scooter. This is where the jokes would go. Yes. Come on, I want to get Mazer mid-bite here. Host chat. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. All right. I am going to sign off and restart and come back on. So everybody come back. All right. That goes for you too, Mazer.